Establishing great faith, cultural construction of the second home. CFing. What kind of belief one holds determines what kind of soul one has. What kind of soul one has determines what kind of culture will be created, and what kind of culture exists will shape what kind of production and lifestyle patterns and social operating mechanisms emerge. The cultural construction of the second home in Lifechanyuan directly concerns our modes of production and lifestyle, as well as the operating system of our community. It is also directly tied to whether we can ascend to the highest realms of life and life, soul, and realize our ultimate ideal. The foremost principle in the cultural construction of the second home is the establishment of great faith. Faith in the greatest creator, faith in Christ Jesus, Buddha Sakyamuni, sage Laozi, Prophet Muhammad, and great leader Mao Zedong, and faith in Guide Xiafeng. If these three dimensions of great faith are not established, then no healthy culture can be built. Without it, we will lose our direction, fall into disorder, waste our time, energy, resources, and spirit on internal friction, and ultimately fail to create for humanity an age of Lifechanyuan characterized by a world where the virtuous are not left untended, the whole world as one family, where no one picks up what is dropped on the road and doors are never locked at night, where all beings live in harmony. The climate is favorable, and everyone enjoys happiness, freedom, and bliss under the unification of all teachings and the return of all paths to their source. What is great faith? It is absolute trust without the slightest doubt. When you understand, you trust. When you do not yet understand, you still trust. Every Chanyuan celestial must thoroughly read the Greatest Creator chapter and then, combined with their own life experiences, study revelation from the Greatest Creator in order to establish great faith in the Greatest Creator. Without this great faith, we are like water without a source, like a tree without roots. Every Chanyuan celestial must thoroughly read the Gospel of Matthew, Gospel of Mark, Gospel of Luke, Gospel of John, and the Gospel of Judas, understand the Diamond Sutra, the Heart Sutra, and the Tao Te Ching, honor Muhammad and the Muslim spirit, and learn from Mao Zedong's spirit of serving the people wholeheartedly. From this foundation, they should cultivate the highest aspirations and thus establish great faith in Jesus, Sakyamuni, Laozi, Muhammad, and Mao Zedong. Every Chanyuan celestial must also study the Chanyuan corpus and Xiafeng corpus, so as to understand Guide Xiafeng and thereby establish great faith in him. Or suppression. Who else knows the mysteries of heaven and step by step leads people closer to and eventually into heaven? Only Guide Xiafeng. If one cannot trust even such a person, then what can one trust? Whom can one trust? As the saying goes, do not fear ignorance of goods, only fear comparison of goods. Compare Guide Xiafeng with any person in human history or with anyone in the world today. If anyone's words and deeds surpass his, then we can abandon him immediately. Or suppression. Who else knows the mysteries of heaven and step by step leads people closer to and eventually into heaven? Only Guide Xiafeng. If one cannot trust even such a person, then what can one trust? Whom can one trust? As the saying goes, do not fear ignorance of goods, only fear comparison of goods. Compare Guide Xiafeng with any person in human history or with anyone in the world today. If anyone's words and deeds surpass his, then we can abandon him immediately. Faith is truth. Love is life. Faith accomplishes all things. Small faith yields small results. Great faith yields great results. And without faith, one is lost and will achieve nothing. With great faith, one can overcome all hardships in life's journey, light the divine lamp within and illuminate the path ahead, free oneself from negativity and despair, and establish a positive and optimistic spirit. With great faith, one can chase the sun and escape the darkness, persist through countless trials, and ultimately reach the sacred mountain, spiritual realm. We must therefore establish this cultural atmosphere to set up great faith in the greatest creator in Christ Jesus, Buddhist Sakyamuni, Sage Laozi, Prophet Muhammad, Great Leader Mao Zedong, and in Guide Xiefeng of Lifechanyuan. This is the core of the cultural construction of the second home. February 21st, 2010.